Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for tuning in. So it's been about 3 years since I purchased this car, and I wanted to tell you guys exactly how my experience has been. Not just from a performance aspect, but from everything. Mainly I wanted to go over all the questions I've been asked throughout my time owning this car, and I haven't done a point of view driving video for a while, so let's go ahead and do that. So yeah, like I said, it's been 3 years since I purchased this car, and I wanted to really relay how my experience has been. So the car is making 303 wheel horsepower with 327 foot-pounds of torque. This is tuned by Surgeline here in Oregon. If you're interested in the full mod list, then click somewhere here. I do plan on making a 2021 mod overview to account for all the new things that I installed on the car so far since making that video. And no, this is not a voice overview, this is me speaking, so as always, please excuse any long pauses or anything like that. Alright, so the car has about 26,000 miles on the clock. I got it brand new in end of January of 2018. I've just been doing some of the basic maintenance, like oil change every 3,500 to 4,000 miles, rotating tires and whatnot and stuff like that. Nothing too major for now. I do plan on changing the brakes. I bought some slotted rotors and brakes that I need to find time to install. These are still fine, but I'd rather have better brakes on the car. And some of the questions that people have asked me throughout the ownership of this car, the first thing is always, is it reliable? And my answer is always yes, it is, as long as you take care of it. If you take care of your car, it'll take care of you. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I'm not driving it hard any chance I get at every stoplight, and still wait for it to warm up a little bit before really getting on the turbo. But just drive it like a normal human being, and it'll last a long time, and do all your maintenance and whatnot, and it should go a long way. So yeah, my answer is always yes, it is reliable. Like I said, I don't lug the engine or do any of that stuff, but you know, I'm guilty of it too. Just last night I tried launch controlling for I think the third time, and right after I smelled clutch. So that just shows you that I don't do it often, and probably shouldn't. I mean, I don't have a reason to. I just wanted to, you know, I got bored and wanted to try it out. There hasn't been any major issues with the car. I did take it in once for a recall, and that was for the header torque nuts. So basically what had happened was the nuts on the header weren't tight enough from the factory, and so they had to go in there and just re-torque all the nuts. Yes, I could have torqued them down myself, but I did it mainly to see if there was any damage caused by that. Speaking of warranty, I did take it into the dealership for the throwout bearing and the squeaky clutch. This car has a squeaky clutch for some reason. From the research that I found, there has been a TSB for a new clutch assembly for the WRXs, and I wanted to see if that's something the dealership can provide for me. So bad news is that they declined the claim for the throwout bearing, even though it sounds like crickets in my engine, and as well as the clutch assembly. And the reason was, I wasn't surprised. It's because it's due to the mods, quote unquote. Some of you are probably thinking that they can't void your warranty unless they can absolutely prove that the modification you installed is what caused the issue. And yes, that is true, but they can deny your claim, and that's what had happened to me. So I know it's a stupid reason. Basically, they're saying that because of all the modifications I did, the throwout bearing is making noise. So, you know, I know that's false. And yes, I did reach out to Subaru of America. You know, they tried to help me out as much as they could, but basically what they said was, after I took it into the dealership and got denied, I can convert everything back to stock and then take it back to the dealership to see if they could even perform the work on it. So I said no. It was gonna be a lot of work for something that wasn't even guaranteed. And honestly, when I let that go, I've never enjoyed the car so much more. If you sacrifice having fun and driving your car for the fear of breaking something, then you'll hate your life. You can trust me on that one. So if you want to modify your car, you risk losing your warranty. That's just how it goes. The old saying of you got to pay to play is unfortunately true in all situations. And if you want to get into modding your car, this goes for all cars, not just for Subarus. Just be smart about it and really know what you're getting yourself into. That's all. And yeah, so be on the lookout for that video for that 2021 mod overview. I've done a couple things different to the car since my last video that I put out last year. Another question I get pretty often is, if you can go back in time, what would be the thing that you modified first? And my answer to this one is suspension, brakes, and good tires. There's no point in having all this power if you can't keep your car planted. It's just useless. I mean, yeah, it's nice to have the power, but if getting better times in autocross is your thing, then definitely look into getting better tires and suspension. Speaking of upgrades, I do want to upgrade the clutch in this car. It's not necessary at this time. It's still good, but you can never have too many upgrades. And yeah, I've been looking around for some. So if you have any recommendations on upgraded clutches, let me know in the comments below. And another question I get is, what car would you have gotten if it wasn't for the WRX? So I came from a 2014 BRZ. That's a hard question to answer just because this car is perfect for what I need during this time of my life. I mean, I don't have any kids yet, but if I wanted to, I mean, there's a nice back seat here. There's 4 doors and still has that fun factor when I want to get on it. Yeah, with the BRZ, you know, the 2 doors was a hassle and the non-existing back seats were just honestly painful. It should have been a 2-seater. But yeah, I think that's a tough question to answer. I've been kind of eyeing the new Supras here and there. I just can't justify paying that much for something that I don't need right now. I mean, this car is practical. It's my daily driver and I can literally take it anywhere I want to. And another question I get pretty often is, what are some of the things that I don't like about the car? And I actually did a video on that one, 12 things that I hate about the car. I guess you can click right here, I'll link it if you want to watch that one. But just went over some of the basic things that I didn't like about the car and some of the stuff that I noticed over time, such as the throwout bearing noise and just the sloppy shifting, to name a couple. But overall, like I said, it's been a great car and no major issues and no major complaints. And that brings me to the question of, what do you like about the car? There's a lot of things that I like about the car. It's practical and I can take it anywhere I want to. And it's still, if I want to have some fun, I can still do that. And I think a funny question that I get pretty often is, why red? Why did you get a red car? Well, at the time I went to the dealership, this car in this color and this trim, the limited model, was the only one that was available in my price range. So I paid $30,500 for this car, brand new out the door. And yeah, it was red. If I could, I had a thing for white cars. I really wanted a white WRX with the typical bronze wheels, but I still like red. It's just catches too much attention, which I don't like that. And yeah, some of you are probably thinking like, why didn't you just go to a different dealership? Well, I have a bad habit of impulse buying. I admit it, I'm an impulse buyer, so that's why. And I'm gonna end the video, I think, with this last popular question. Why did you get the WRX over the STI? And I have a couple good reasons for why I got the WRX over the STI. No, I'm not downplaying the STI. It's a amazing performance machine, and the reason I got this car over that one is because during the time I was only looking at cost. That's it, cost of the car. And I wanted a Subaru, I wanted all-wheel drive, and I wanted a turbo coming from a BRZ. So you kind of understand what I went through. So yeah, like I was saying, I was only looking at cost. You know, as I mentioned, I picked this car up for $30,500. The STI that I wanted was a lot more than what this car had, and this is the limited model, so it has all the bells and whistles. I mean, aside from CarPlay, because they didn't have it yet during the time, and you know, I missed out on the Brembo performance package or whatever, but that's not the point here. So mainly cost was the issue, but over time, from owning this car and from talking with a lot of people who have owned STIs, it's a lot easier and cheaper to make power on this platform with the new FA motor compared to the STI. That reminds me, I need to do another video of the costs to get to 300 wheel horsepower, so I'll be doing that in the near future. And it's just more efficient for daily driving. I mean, if I wanted to squeeze out the life out of this thing, I can get 27, 28 miles per gallon, and sometimes even 30 on the freeway. Yeah, compared to the EJ motors, the STIs, you know, efficiency, this has the win over that for sure. And do I have any regrets for getting the WRX over the STI? Not really. I mean, yeah, I thought about it, but it'd be nice to have the better transmission, the nicer brakes, and just the overall performance of the STI, but no regrets. I'm really happy with this WRX so far. So anyway, I'm gonna do my Saturday duties and get some Starbucks. Hopefully you guys enjoy that video. You know, I try to be as honest as I can and not be so biased, even though I love this car. And I think what am I saying? I know I'm almost to 500 subscribers. Like I said, I keep track of each subscriber, so hoping to hit 500 subscribers here soon, or maybe even 550, who knows. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and close out the video here, maybe go on a little drive before getting some coffee. If you guys like the video, please consider subscribing, leave a comment, like it. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.